Hello and welcome. Today we're jumping into something called operational security, or OPSEC. Now, when you hear that, you probably think you know what it's all about. Passwords, firewalls, that kind of thing. But what if I told you most of us are only looking at half the picture? We're going to explore both sides of the security coin, and you'll see they're equally critical. So let's just start with a really fundamental question, for anyone really. Is your security a carefully designed fortress, or is it something you just kind of slap on later as an afterthought? How you answer that pretty much determines whether you're actually protected or just completely exposed. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We all want things to be fast, easy, seamless, so security often feels like this annoying barrier, this roadblock that just gets in the way of what we're trying to do, instead of something that actually helps us. So, what's the right way to think about it? Well, the most effective security is built in from the ground up, like a foundation. You build everything else on top of it. The other way, that's just a constant game of whack-a-mole, patching things after they break, which, let's be honest, gives you no real security at all. Okay, so let's dig into that first side of the coin, guarding the digital realm. This is where most of us live and work every day, right? All the systems, the networks, the apps that run our lives. Now, when we talk digital security, this is the classic security triad. But what's really interesting here is the order of priority, especially for the folks in support operations. Number one is availability. Can people even use the system? Then comes integrity. Is the data right? Is it correct? And only then third comes confidentiality. Is it private? That hierarchy really shapes how digital security is managed day to day. And look at this list. It just gives you a sense of how massive this digital landscape is. A really solid security policy has to cover the whole shebang. We're talking about what software you can install, what you do with a simple USB drive, how you use the cloud, working from home. It's a huge area to protect. Let's make this super real for a second. You've done this, I've done this. You download a simple little game on your phone, and a pop-up asks for permission to access your contacts. And you probably just click accept without even thinking. But stop and ask yourself, why? Why on earth would a game need to see my entire contact list? Well, here's the unsettling answer. That permission can be a backdoor. For scammers, it's a perfect attack vector. A malicious app can use that access to make your phone dial super expensive premium rate numbers in the background. You get a massive phone bill, and good luck getting that money back. So a seemingly innocent permission, yeah, it just became a wide open door for fraud. Okay, we've talked digital. Now it is time to flip the coin over and look at the second side, securing the physical space. In our hyper-digital world, this is the side that gets forgotten. A lot. But it is every bit as critical. And when we talk about physical threats, it's not just about a bad guy breaking in. You've really got two categories to worry about. On one hand, you have the intentional stuff, theft, espionage, things like that. But on the other hand, you have the unintentional threats, fires, floods, or even just a critical piece of equipment failing. A good plan has to cover both. So how do you protect a physical space? Well, you use layers, just like you do in the digital world. Think of it like a castle. You might have a check-in at the lobby. That's layer 1. Then a swipe card to get into the main office area. Layer 2. Maybe another card reader in the elevator to get to your floor. That's layer 3. It's all about enforcing one key idea, giving people access only to the places they absolutely need to be and not an inch further. But here's the twist. You can have all the locks and key cards and cameras in the world, but one of the single biggest threats to your sensitive data might be someone who has legitimate access to the building when you're not even there. That's right, the cleaning staff, the maintenance crew. Think about it. After everyone's gone home, they often have keys and access to pretty much every office, every desk. And that sensitive report you left sitting on your desk, well, it's now completely exposed. So what's the solution? Well, it's not about suspicion. It's about process. And that's where a clean desk policy comes in. And no, this has nothing to do with being neat and tidy. It's a hardcore security rule that says sensitive stuff gets locked away when you're not there. Simple as that. It protects information from being seen or even stolen. All right, so we've looked at the digital side, we've looked at the physical side. Now it's time to bring them both together. Because true security, well, that requires a unified strategy that connects them. And this, right here, is the core takeaway. Digital and physical security are not separate things. They are two sides of the exact same coin. I mean, you can have the best firewall money can buy, but that's totally useless if someone can just walk into your server room and plug in a USB drive. You simply cannot have one without the other. So, at the end of the day, why do we do all this? What's the ultimate goal? It's not just about stopping bad things from happening. The real goal is business continuity. It's about making sure that no matter what gets thrown at you, a hacker, a fire, a power outage, the organization can weather the storm and keep right on functioning.
We've talked a lot about organizations, but let's end this by making it personal. Your company has a plan, but what about you? You lock your front door, that's physical security. You use two-factor authentication on your email, that's digital security. But are you thinking about them together as two sides of the same coin in your own life? What's the weakest link in your personal security? That's something to think about.